Welcome back, everybody, to the Matt's Grade Podcast. We got
guys.
Matt back.
I'm here.
Hey. Yeah, there's a guy missing.
alive.
Where'd he go? Oh, he's behind the camera. He's over here.
That's right. That's it.
So we got a very interesting, probably a really deep topic we're going to talk about.
Yeah, it is. There's a lot to this one.
Tell you what, let me set the scene so we can get everybody in
Okay.
the right mood.
Let's do it.
Ready? Okay. Most victims never see the attack coming. Not because it was invisible. It's because they missed the warning signs that were right in front of them. Okay?
That's always the way.
It could be something like a sudden change in posture. Okay? A predatory stare. Maybe someone closing in, like coming into your bubble.
Closing up.
Right? Or
Right.
maybe walking towards you for just no reason.
We don't have a bubble, so
Well, these are pre-assault signs. They happen in the 5 to 30 seconds before violence explodes, before something happens. So in this episode, we're going to expose the exact warning signs. Not all of them, but a good deal of them.
talk about
That
a good portion.
most people miss.
Yeah, I think a good percentage of people miss a lot of this stuff.
Yeah. Until it's too late. Right? So if you want to protect yourself and the people you love, this episode's for you.
Let's dive into it.
All right. Well, let me ask you something. When was the last time you ignored that little voice in your head? That little nagging thing that told you something, but you didn't want to seem rude or paranoid.
Professionals do that, and it's called something like normalcy bias.
Yeah.
Our brains are wired with something that is, it's normalcy bias. We desperately want to hold on to the world and make it safe and comfortable and predictable. Okay. We want to revert to those things.
Well, so a lot of people think it's like, well, tomorrow's going to be just like yesterday was.
And nothing's going
Right?
to change.
And today
Right.
was. Right?
Right. I didn't get attacked yesterday, so why would I get attacked today?
Right.
It's that kind of thing. So
Well, what's another name for this?
denial effect.
The denial.
I just want to deny that bad things happen, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. So if something feels off, we rationalize it, right? He's probably just drunk. He's probably just having a bad day. I don't want to be rude to this person, that kind of thing.
Oh, he's drunk. It's okay,
just
right?
ignore him. He's just drunk. Just
Yeah.
keep walking. It's okay, right? Or we go into the idea of, hey, violence only happens to other people. Violence only happens in bad neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Violence only happens, after midnight. I don't go out after midnight, so I don't have anything to worry about. In fact, what really happens is it happens in your neighborhood. It happens at the mall. Always at the mall.
It's always at the mall.
At the gas station.
Is that why we don't go to the malls anymore?
Well, that's one reason. Not that there's anything there, but the gas station,
Yeah.
the convenience store, the grocery store, it can happen in your daily life, any place you go.
Right. One of the things I learned a long time ago is if you allow the conditions to exist for bad things to happen, it's inevitable they will happen.
Yeah, you open that door.
Right. Yeah. So let me throw this at you. Criminals rarely attack randomly. Okay. They use a selection and interview process. Okay. Now they'll test you with small little things, right? Little faint, little ideas. We'll talk about those in a little bit, but they'll test you to see how easy of a target you are.
Right.
Right. And a lot of people, they unknowingly fail this test. They just don't realize it's happening. And they just, they literally let the bad guy in. Right? Studies from the FBI and a whole lot of other street crime analysts show that 80 to 90% of assaults and robberies have clear pre-indicator signs.
Yeah.
Right? They're visible. They're there. They're doing this stuff.
There was something there that you should have caught.
Yeah. Just seconds before everything happened. Right?
Yeah.
But here's what I'm thinking. Those seconds can be pretty valuable if you recognize this stuff, right? Let's get into that a little bit. Let's add one more thing to this.
Okay.
Okay. There's this guy, one of the first books I read.
Yeah, it's a great
Right.
book. You're talking Gavin DeBecker's Gift of Fear. Right?
Yes.
Yeah, so who's this Gavin DeBecker guy? He's an expert on spotting and preventing violence before it happens. That's kind of his whole gig. And his Gift of Fear talks about that uneasy gut,
Yeah.
right? that hairs on the back of your head standing up. That feeling that just something isn't right that you try to ignore. He gets into where that comes from. And he stresses the idea it's not paranoia. You shouldn't ignore it, right? It's actually your subconscious picking up on cues that your conscious mind is not really caught up with yet.
Well, it's ahead of you. It's
Right.
it's always processing.
Picking
right?
up stuff, you're not processing it fully. And he says it's rarely wrong. It's usually right. So what's wrong is when we try to talk ourselves out of listening to it. So we try to talk ourselves back into that normalcy bias, the denial effect.
Yes.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. So let's throw this out there. A couple of real examples.
Sure. How about the college student who ignored the man staring at her from across the bar all night? Sees him staring at her bar from across the bar all night, and all of a sudden, she goes to leave, and now he's following her out the door, and that's when bad things happen.
Bad things happen. Yep.
She picked up on it, even saw it, went, that's no big deal. Don't ignore that stuff.
What about something lower key?
The lady in the store who felt uneasy because the guy kept bumping into her. She felt uneasy, but didn't want to leave because didn't want to be rude.
Yeah.
We don't want to be rude. We're taught from little kids, don't be rude, be nice, be kind. And then that was a cue that this person was, gonna do something later on.
Yeah, that was a test. He just kept bumping her, see if he can get inside her reactionary zone. And
would she do anything about it? Would she create a bubble and create attention to the situation? And no. So, and then how about road rage, guys?
Oh yeah.
Out on the roads, we see an angry driver and we think, oh, it's just road rage, which it could be. But then all of a sudden that car's following you and they follow you into a parking lot, and that road rage now turns into violence. That absolutely can happen. We see it coming. We need to be ready to deal with it. So
right, exactly.
Yeah.
So if these signs almost always exist, why do so many people miss them? Right? Let's break it down. Let's break down some of these pre-assault signs that a lot of people overlook, and we'll see what we get.
Absolutely.
All right, so Matt, let's look at some of these common signs that happen, but people just kind of miss them.
Yeah.
What are some start easy. Give us some good ones.
Well, and a lot of them can be really small and easily missed. So when you know what to look for, it's going to help you out.
Yeah.
Just baseline behavior changes. What does that mean? A sudden shift. Someone was relaxed or joking. All of a sudden, they become tense. This works a couple different ways, too. This could be the person that's the aggressor, right? They're changed their posture.
Yeah.
Or this could also be someone else has seen something that's made them nervous now.
Right.
And you can cue in on that something's about to happen because someone else has already kind of cued in on it. So that's a cue
So it's
for
like
you.
using other people for your early warning system, right?
Exactly, right? Someone that's hyper-focused, all of a sudden they become hyper-focused on you or something else, someone else.
Right.
Someone who's overly friendly. I'm always suspicious of that stranger that all of a sudden, they start acting like they're your best friend. You're at a party or you're out at, somewhere in public and they just all of a sudden are super friendly. Yeah. And you're like, who is this person? What are they doing?
I get suspicious when stuff like that, or just random people walked up to me. They're just overly nice. I'm like, all right, what are you trying to soften me up for here? What's going on?
Like the sales pitch, but you never know. It could be something else, right?
Right.
A good example is like, you're out and a group of people are walking down the street and they're laughing and stuff. All of a sudden they go quiet and like they lock in on you as you walk past.
Yeah.
If you've ever experienced that, it's kind of a weird feeling and it should get your attention.
Right. Because you've got theirs.
You got theirs. They locked in on you for a reason.
No, it could be something as simple as you didn't realize it, but they all got up and left. And it just suddenly got quiet.
Right.
But if you pick up on the fact that, hey, they're staring at me.
Right.
Right. They stopped what they were doing, and now I'm the focus of their attention. There's
something there, right?
So some little cues. Right. Again, some of these are big, some of these are tiny. But what about? Let's focus on like the eyes and the head for a second. Right. Yeah. We got the predatory stare. That stare that just somebody's just really focused on you and they're not blinking. One of the things I learned, it's the two eyes into one stare. Right. It's like you're suddenly looking into one person's eye, and then we tend to pick up on stuff like that if we know, if we listen to ourselves. Right? Mm-hmm. What about target glancing? They're looking at your watch, your phone, your pockets, maybe what your hands are doing.
Yeah.
You got some maybe shiny jewelry on that's attracting their attention. One of the other ones is like 1,000-yard stare, and that's like staring off in the distance, and they're looking through you. They're not looking at you anymore, and they've I've been told that basically they've decided that you are no longer a human, you're a thing.
Yeah.
And
You have no value.
they're going to affect you.
Yep.
You have no value, and they're going to do what they want.
Yep.
And you might be in the way, or you might be the thing that they want to do. Right. So, and a pretty interesting example, if, like we go online, we look at YouTube, we look at, channels that study violent attacks.
Yep.
And, we watch them. And of course, we're screaming, oh my God, there it is. Right?
Yeah.
But, it's like if you look at robbery videos, the attacker will stare at the victim for a little bit, and then they'll make certain or specific moves before they move in. Right? That's just a head and eyes.
Right.
Right? Where do we go from here?
So, I mean, the next part is, what is the body language?
The rest of the body.
What are they doing, right? Some things should look for, like blading their body. They're turning sideways, trying to hide a weapon, like behind their leg. Clenching fists, clenching their jaw tightens up. They're getting ready to fight, basically, right? They roll their shoulders forward. They're getting ready to throw a punch, reach out and grab. Fencing, hands up, like, thing. Hey man, how you doing?
But they're locked.
But they're staring at you. Yeah, they got your attention. Their hands now have their attention. Hidden hands or sudden grooming gestures. I have seen this quite a bit. Doing club security years ago, you would see before a fight broke out, the guys would start rubbing their chin, stroking their beard, smoothing their hair back. You would see all that type of stuff. And then usually a punch was coming. That's usually what it was.
Or the more obvious one.
The cracking of the knuckles, yeah, exactly. That's another
They're getting
one.
all loosened up.
Yep. And then, the nice guy, the friendly person who approaches you with their hands like in their pockets. Well, yeah, they got their hand on a knife in their pocket, right? They're trying to not look threatening while closing distance.
Yeah.
And they often will have a line, a shtick that they'll have. Hey, man, it's nice to see you or something. And meanwhile, they're just closing that distance, getting inside your bubble, inside your zone.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, good stuff to look for, everyone. You gotta pay attention to this stuff.
Yeah.
Another one that we need to pay attention to is proximity and movement tactics, like how they're moving around you or what they're doing. What about somebody who constantly closes the distance no matter how much you back away?
Yeah, they keep coming no matter what.
Right.
Yeah.
They try to flank or circle or cut off your escape route.
Yeah, get between you and the door.
Yeah. And they're overly just block the doorway or a pathway. They're just there.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
All of a sudden they step out. Like I've been trail running. You trail run, and I've had people pop out on some trails.
Yeah.
They just stand there in the middle of the trail.
Yep.
And I don't know if they didn't expect to see somebody running down the trail.
Could be
towards them, or if they're up to something. But I usually just kind of hook around them and keep on going, and then I kind of listen to see if there's any footsteps running behind.
Right.
Right. Yep. I don't ignore them. I just don't give them the satisfaction that I recognize them and I was going to change my action based on what they were doing.
Yep.
Right. What about the guy who just maybe you're just standing somewhere or walking somewhere, and guy walks up to you and just gets in really close. Hey, you got a light?
Yeah.
Do you have the time? That is meant to get right inside that 3 to 6 foot region that we're calling the bubble.
Exactly.
Right.
It's a little distraction, and they close that distance.
Yeah. But that also kind of leads into our next little block, right? For what else little signs to look for, right?
You got the talker, right? Verbal jujitsu here, guys, right? Conversation traps and probing questions. Hey, where are you going? Where are you coming from? Are you alone? What are you doing out this late?
Yeah.
They're asking you these questions, or they start getting you in some sort of circular conversation just to get you kind of confused. They keep asking you questions, and maybe you don't even know the answer, and they know that. And then this gets you off guard, and then they could do something, right? Also, compliments, boundary testing. Hey, I can walk you home. Do you mind? Let me walk you home.
It's kind of dangerous out here.
Right.
It's really dark.
Someone might come and attack you, so you should be out there alone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, guess what? You just met the person who's going to attack you. Or if you start asking them questions like hesitation in their responses, like they don't have a good reason for being there.
Yeah.
What are you doing out here? Why are you on my front yard? Or, why'd you come up to my car? What are you doing? And they're, I just want to, and they're just closing that distance, right? So be aware of that. That is an indicator that they're up to probably no good there.
Right. There's another big one.
Yeah. The fake emergency, right?
Fake. Oh, I ran out of gas.
Yeah. Yeah. I lost my dog, right?
Yep.
Coming around with a leash and no dog. Oh, can you help me? I lost my dog. Or the other one, oh, can you go sit with my kid? I got to run in here and get him medication at the store, but I don't want to take him in. But I don't want to leave him alone because I'm not feeling. Can you just go stand by the car and wait till I come back? Stuff like that. Be very leery of that. Very leery. The other big one is, hey, and they know your name. Maybe they overheard you. Maybe in the coffee shop, you gave your name for the order, and then they heard it and they come out, hey, and they got your name. Hey, Matt. And you turn around and you're like, do I know this person? Like, I don't think they look familiar. You're trying to figure out. That gives them just enough time to close that distance.
Yeah. You know how I solve that one even before it starts? I don't drink coffee. I don't go into coffee shops. And if I have to go into a coffee shop to get somebody else a coffee, I give a fake name.
Yes. Yeah.
But you got to remember what the fake name was.
They always get my name wrong anyhow, so it doesn't matter. So
how can you spell Alicia's wrong?
it's always Mark.
Mark with a K.
Mark with
so
a
it comes
K.
out with Kark.
That's right.
I always love that meme.
You got it.
One of the other things that I've run into personally is, just some guy walked up to us. We were, Wendy and I were traveling, and this guy walked up and he said, hey, you look like somebody I know.
Yeah, that's a common one.
I immediately went on full guard. I'm like, really? I've not been in this area.
Yeah, I don't think so.
There's probably absolutely no reason why you would know me.
Right.
So how about we just create some distance? I was by the car, so I closed the door. I kind of backed off, gave him some distance, and he finally realized that, okay, this isn't going to work. And he kind of wandered off, and it was a good de-escalation. I'm like, dude, I've never seen you before in my life. I don't know.
Right. Even things like, hey, my phone's dead. Can I use your phone?
Yeah.
Can I make a call?
No. Sorry. I can call somebody for you.
You stay right there. I'll call someone. Who do you need to call?
Yep. Yeah. How about I call 911 for you? Oh, no, that's okay.
No, it's okay.
That's okay.
I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah. One other little tidbit. What about group dynamics? Right? We kind of hinted on that when, like you're walking by a group of people and all of a sudden it gets quiet. That whole group gets quiet, right? So what about if maybe there's one person distracting you while the others are trying to get in position around you, or maybe it's just one other person. There's always a contact and an aggressor.
Yeah.
Right? They're the bait.
Yep. I think back they'll use
the shark's coming.
Their kid. They'll use a kid to distract you.
Yep.
And then they close in. So it definitely could be more than one.
What about if one guy's, talking to you, trying to keep you engaged, and you notice somebody else around you, but they're acting as if they're not there?
Yeah, or they're not part of this
there.
group. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Or here's a big one right here, and I've seen this happen a lot. Doing some of the security stuff we were doing. The lost tourist, the guy who comes up, asks for directions while his buddies are closing in from the side. You don't look like you belong there. And he's trying to act like he doesn't belong there, but he comes up and tries to ask you what's going on while the other guys are coming in.
In my former job, that was a big one, like someone coming on the property and acting like they were lost. We were always leery of that, that was just a feint to draw us out. So, definitely be aware that. I mean, this can even happen. I've had this happen at my own house where at like 3 a.m. I had someone at my door.
Oh, yeah.
Asking. They were kind of asking for help. They actually had wrecked their car, but they were drunk pretty much out of their mind. And we're at the door at like 3 a.m. And I'm like, yeah, I'll call 911 right now for you. Thanks. Yep. Yeah, no, I'm not opening the door. Sorry. Yeah. And they ran away, and the sheriff showed up, and they arrested them down the road. But yeah, be really careful of that. So, hey, now that we've talked about what to look for, right? If you know what to look for, but you don't know what to do after that, it's kind of worthless.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, okay. Oh,
I've learned something, but I can't do
anything. Right. So let's talk about turning that awareness and into real world action, into some tactics, right?
Okay. So let's call this awareness to action.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
People always have this call to action thing, right? This is awareness to action. Here's the thing. Once you see some of these signs stacking, and you've got to put everything in kind of a totality thing. Although you and I have seen people go from one of these little indicators right into full-on assault, like I'm going for it, right?
Absolutely.
So again, these aren't hard set rules. Think of it as the guidelines or just things to look for.
Right.
Right. So, but once you see these start to stack up, you're in about a 3 to 5 second decision window.
Yeah.
Hesitation it's going to be dangerous. If you see it, do something about it, right? So what can you do immediately? One, create distance.
Yeah, it's the first thing you should try
Right?
to do.
Your best move. Best move right there. Create distance. Maybe a loud, strong voice. Like give a commanding voice. Don't, I always tell people,
Stop!
why? I was just talking.
Sure.
I was trying to.
Yeah.
But you think about it, I always tell people, like, if you want to command somebody, don't make a request of them. Don't ask them to do something. Tell them to do
Tell them what to do.
Right? Almost as like there's maybe you've had to tell a kid who was getting kind of out of control, you had to tell him just knock it off.
Right.
That tone of voice.
Yep.
Or the dog you're trying to command and it's not quite listening and you want it to get it to sit, so you got to bring that voice out. Right?
Change your tone. I think the other thing too with that is make it clear and concise
Oh, yeah.
what you're saying. It's stay away, back off, get away from me.
Yeah.
What tell them what you want them to do.
Yeah. Leave me alone.
Yeah. It's no longer a conversation.
Yeah. And if there's other people around you, there's other stuff you can throw out there like, I don't know you.
Right.
No matter what they say, I don't know you. Go away.
Right. And asking for help, I think here too is another thing you can
Yeah.
do. Hey, I need some help.
Yeah.
I don't know this person. They won't leave me alone.
I need you to call 911
Yeah.
right now.
Exactly.
Right? Something like that.
Yep.
But you got to be in command. You got to take that fear that you're going to start feeling, that apprehension, or the fear and apprehension of being rude, and
Yep.
shut that down and be assertive or even aggressive in your commands.
We're taught from young kids not to be rude, and it's hard to overcome that. You're not being rude in this
You can
situation.
overcome it. Don't
You're
worry.
not being rude.
Other things you can do: change your direction.
Yep.
Enter a store or get to find somewhere safe, more public, more where there's more people.
Yeah.
And then maybe as you go into the store, if there's a bunch of people in there, you say, "Hey, there's a guy following me. I need somebody to call 911 right now."
Yep.
Right? And then you're going to get the people that you're going to rattle them out of their normalcy bias, their denial.
Right.
Oh, are you sure? Yeah, I'm pretty freaking sure. Call somebody now.
Huh?
Hey, give me your phone. I'm going to do it.
I had a lady in class years ago that she took the equalizer and then took our pepper spray class.
Okay,
So both
good for
great,
her.
Great classes. But she told me the story. She was probably at that time in her early 60s, pretty slightly built lady.
Okay.
She worked downtown Rochester, and she worked I don't know if she was a cleaning lady or what she did, but for some reason she worked later into the evening. So she would get out of work
Okay.
about 7 o'clock at night. And if you've ever been in downtown Rochester, 7 o'clock at night, there's
ghost
not
town.
a lot going on, right? And
Well, there is something going on. But it's not the stuff you want to be
none of
involved
it's
with.
good, right? And she basically was waiting for the bus at a bus stop to go home.
see where
And
this is going.
she said she felt like the hairs on the back of her neck
Yeah.
go up, and she just felt something weird. And she started looking around, and she realized there was two young men coming down the block, one from one direction, one from the other. And she felt like they were purposely trying not to look at her.
Yeah.
And that was kind of an indicator, like they were just being too nonchalant. It was weird. And she just had a bad feeling. Well, she didn't stick around to find out what was going to happen.
Good for her.
She came out of the little bus stop, and she said she crossed directly across the street. So basically perpendicular to where the bad guys were.
Right.
And she said she knew there was a little coffee shop down the way, about a block down the way. And she very quickly walked to that place because it was the only place she knew would be open. And she went in there. Now, she didn't say anything.
Right.
When she said she ordered a coffee. She called her husband, who was not out of work yet. He was still working, saying, "Here, this is where I'm at. Can you come get me when you're done?" And she said she sat there and read her book until her husband picked her up. But
Hey, good for her.
it was good for her, right?
Yeah.
She got out of what we don't know it was going to be a bad situation, but she didn't wait around to find out.
Yeah.
So I think that was pretty good.
So that's good. So, we really think about what she did is she made a clear indicator to them. She knows what they're doing.
Yeah, and she acted immediately.
Yeah. No
but she
hesitation.
didn't wait to find out.
No
She
hesitation.
acted.
And of course they went, oh, nuts. She knows.
Not a victim. Not an easy victim, at least.
So here's some more stuff, like this awareness to action block.
Yeah.
Right. So let's say you created distance, you told them to back off, maybe you tried to change direction. You tried all this stuff
Yeah.
because this is what you should do.
Yep.
If escape isn't possible, you better get yourself ready physically and emotionally
yeah.
and mentally ready to fight.
Yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
And it's 100%. It's got to be all in.
Right.
Because if you don't, you're fighting for the greatest prize you have, and it's your life.
Right.
Right. While you're doing that, you need to have a self-assessment. Right.
Yep.
Whatever you have with you in your self-defense better start being accessed or prepared to
Prepare to
access
access
it. Right?
it. Yeah.
So if you leave the house with pepper spray or a taser or a burn-a-ball or a firearm or a knife or nothing, you better be prepared to use whatever you got. And if it's justified and it's the right context, you better be going for it to get using it. Yeah. You have to.
Yep.
Right. So after that, what else would we want to build them on?
Well, you want to build this into your life, right?
Yeah.
The idea of being vigilant, being aware. It's not paranoia.
No.
It's awareness, and bad things do happen, and that's part of this whole thing is we have to admit that, right? So daily training, train yourself to be more aware. How do you do that? People watch. When you're out in public, watch people. Watch what their body language is doing. Watch what their hands are doing. Yeah. Watch if their body and their face seem to do different things, right? Sometimes people's faces will give away a lot before they actually make a move. So, but just watch people. Get used to watching people. And then
when I was learning all this stuff years and years ago, I would actually go to the mall and I would sit there and get a bottle of water, get a hot chocolate, or depending on the day. And I'd sit there at one of the intersections and I would just watch people. Like, what's this guy doing? How's he walking? I would watch the way they're walking, how they're interacting with each other. You could tell after a while you get to figure out who doesn't want to be at the mall and who does.
right.
Or, the teenagers that want to be over here, but the parents want them with them. But one of the interesting things is when I got to really learn all this stuff, I went back to the mall and I sat there and I wanted to see what changed in my mind, right? And in my observations. And I was sitting out outside a store and I actually watched a guy. In my gut, in my mind, I knew he was going to steal something from the store before he even walked in there. His body language told me that he was going to do something.
Yep.
So out of curiosity, idle curiosity maybe, more active curiosity, I followed him in the store. Maybe 15, 20 feet behind him. I just kind of walked in the store behind him and I shadowed him a little bit. And I got the attention of one of the clerks. And I said, I'm not 100% sure, but I think that guy's going to steal some. And the guy went, really? I go, yeah. He goes, how do you know? I go, I just know. I just feel it.
Right.
I go, just keep an eye on the guy. If nothing happens, who's no harm, no foul, right?
Right. Exactly.
Sure enough, he grabs like a whole rack of stuff and he runs out the door. And the guy just looks at me like, I'm like, I am not part of this. But I warned you.
Reading the body language, reading the actions, right?
So what about some other stuff they could do?
Play the what if game. When you're out in public, when you're walking down the street, what if someone jumped out of that, dark alley? What if a car pulled over to the curb and the doors flew open and someone jumped out to try to grab you? What would you do? How would you react? What's your plan? Yeah. And that's the thing. Start coming up with that plan, and then from there, if you're with other people, game it out, role play it. Talk about different scenarios and how you would react and how they should react. Maybe have those code words like. You have a code word for, hey, pay attention. And then, hey, we need to get the heck out of here right now.
Right.
It's that type of stuff. Be ready. Have a plan at that point.
Years and years and years ago when the kids were young and we were traveling, we always had a code word that if I referred to anything about me having a heart condition or my heart or whatever, that was the signal that I'm going to start responding to this.
Right.
I'm going to do something about it. And they need to disappear. Mm-hmm. So, a couple times, like I thought about it, but I never had to do it. But I was out with some other friends and I just instinctively, and I must have told them the story at some point, but I was out with some friends and this guy walked up and he was making a beeline right for the middle of our group. There's like 5 of us. And I said, oh my God, my heart's racing. Blah, blah. And they just went poof. They disappeared. And I just looked up. I'm like, oh my God, it worked. And then I went, and this guy does not know what the hell just happened because he's walking down the sidewalk towards somebody, and all of a sudden, all but one guy just disappears.
Right.
And so I got into my reactionary mode. I'm like, hi, can I help you? I can hear from there. You need to stay right there. Right. And I think he realized that whatever he was planning isn't going to happen.
Not going to work.
But it was just very interesting. And it's like, I don't remember telling them that little code word story, but they must have heard it.
Right.
Or they didn't want to be around if I was actually having a cardiac issue. I still hang around with those friends. We're still pretty good. So, but So, in the end, everyone, we gotta leave you with this. Number one, or a bunch of ideas here. It's always better to be called paranoid and go home safe.
Yes.
Than polite and end up hurt or worse.
Don't wait to find out.
right?
Don't wait to find out.
So I want you to remember that. I would rather be called paranoid. Oh, you're just paranoid. Okay. Let's think of we've talked about this in class. What's the definition of paranoia? Essentially an unfounded fear of something, right? An irrational fear,
Right.
right? There are people that are paranoid of spiders, of sharks. Of course, you live in the middle of continental United States. There's almost zero chance you're going to get attacked by a shark unless you go to the shark's backyard and you have a fear of sharks,
Right.
Like I got a fear of heights. I've never fallen off a great height, but I've still got a pretty good, healthy respect for them. We'll put it that way, right? I just get a little weird. But people are like, oh my God, you're thinking that guy's going to attack you? What are you so paranoid about? Well, let's put it this way. Is that an unfounded fear? No. People attack other people for all sorts of reasons, right? It just happens.
Right.
So it's not paranoia. Oh, you're afraid somebody's going to break into your house? Yes.
'Cause it does happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I've worked hard for the stuff I got in the house, and I want to keep it there.
Yep.
I don't want to loan it out to somebody who wants to take it from me, right? So it's not paranoia; it's awareness.
Right.
That's what we want. We want to be aware. So, in the end, what Matt and I have shared here tonight is, you now have an idea on how to develop a pre-assault radar that most people won't,
Right.
because they're not paying attention.
Yep.
We want you to use it. Okay? I want you to practice it, use it, teach it to your loved ones. Okay? Stay aware. Okay? Stay careful in dangerous settings, number one, but stay aware all the time, but in the best ways.
Right.
Right? It doesn't have to paralyze you.
No, it shouldn't paralyze you, but you should definitely be
Yeah.
paying attention.
So, Matt, what do you want to tell them at the end of this?
So this isn't about living in fear. It's kind of what we were just saying, right?
Yeah.
It's about being prepared because bad things do happen. I hope this helped you. Share it with someone that you care about. Talk to them about the stuff. Show it to them. And always, drop a comment like maybe something happened to you or one of your friends.
Yeah.
We want to hear those things. And maybe we can share them later on. Maybe we can do a follow-up episode with feedback we've gotten and stories we've gotten based on, your own experiences, your own awareness and things that happen in the real world. So thank you very much.
So, what do we need them to do, though? There's something else we need them to do, Matt.
As always, we need them to
Like this?
subscribe, and mash that notification button so you get all the notifications for our next episodes coming up.
And definitely share these out. All the episodes.
And
Share them out.
please share.
Send
Please
them
share.
everywhere. All right, everyone, until next time, be aware, pay attention, and stay safe out there.
See ya.
A few moments
So, Matt,
later.
we do have another thing we want to share with our viewers.
Yeah, we always have some stuff going on that we want to
yeah.
talk about. So, as a new add-on to these podcasts, we want to fill you in on some of the stuff that we got coming up and that we're going to be doing. So, big thing coming up very soon. A bunch of us are going to be doing the USCCA's Less Lethal Instructor Program training.
Looking forward to that.
And then we're going to be putting on some less lethal classes. We've been doing them, but these are going to be the USCCA ones and maybe a combination
Yes.
thereof.
Yep.
So you might be able to do like pepper spray and taser in one shot, or Burna and taser, or maybe all three.
Or we'll just do them all in one day.
Do them all
Just
one day
bang them all
or a
out.
half day or something. Yep. So look for that coming up on the website very, very soon.
Yep. Like within a few weeks.
Yeah,
Of this
absolutely.
episode.
Yep.
Another one is we're hosting Russ Lyons from Modern Samurai Project for things like the fifth time.
I think so.
He's one of our recurring favorites.
Yes.
So he's coming up. Hit us up for the schedule. We'll also put these dates down in the description,
Yeah.
in the comment section too.
Modern Samurai signups through the Modern Samurai Project.
Yep.
So you can sign up there if you want to be a part of the class. It is a really great. If you want to get better with your red dot, that's a great class.
Yeah, it'll work.
Yep.
And to me, Russ is probably one of my closest friends in the instructional world, but also a phenomenal instructor.
Yeah, he is great.
He's a great guy.
Yep.
One of the other things we got coming up is
The big one. This is near and dear to our heart. Our own Glock match coming
fifth
up.
year in a
Is it
row.
the fifth year now? Fifth year
It's
in a
been
row?
5 years.
Wow, 5 years. So fifth year Glock match coming up first weekend in August.
Yep.
At the Ontario Rod and Gun Club. Registration is through the Glock Shooting Sports website, but it is a great accessible type of match. If you've never shot a match, this is a great one to come out and do. You do have to have a Glock to shoot it.
Yeah.
So there is that. But otherwise, it's super easy. Everything's done off tables, no holsters involved, and it's a lot of fun.
You know,
and we run it, so
Yeah.
please come out.
I hear a rumor
A rumor
that Ed's going to be there, the guy who doesn't really like Glocks.
behind the scenes, Ed is going to be there with a Glock.
Yeah.
Oh boy!
You know why?
Why?
Because he loves to help out with stuff like
Yes, he does.
that. It's not because it's Glock. He just wants to help out.
Yeah.
It could almost be a high point tournament. He'd probably show up.
High point. That actually could be fun. Yeah, guys, come out to the Glock match. It is a lot of fun.
Right. And another program that we launched with, from one of our instructors, Mike, he had the idea to do it because he
Shout out
liked the
to Mike.
product.
Yep, exactly.
Mantis has this laser training academy
Yeah.
that you can couple with your pistol with the Mantis, attachment,
Yeah.
the X10, or you can get the Titan X pistol.
Titan, which is their laser pistol.
Yeah, which I think runs better than the other one.
Yeah.
But so we developed a Mantis training night,
Yes. Once a
short
week.
session. Yep,
Yep.
once a week, and that's on our website.
Yep.
But the good thing is you don't need to have a pistol license to do these,
Nope.
so you can continue your learning.
Yeah.
Or start your
If you
learning.
took your H&R course, you're waiting for your permit,
Yeah.
perfect thing to do. Or if you've had your permit for a while and haven't done much training, also another great thing to do. So yeah, it's Wednesdays in the evening and a couple, 2-3 hours, depending on how many people we get. And Mike even has a rumor that there might be some prizes involved sometimes, some nights.
No cash,
So-
but prizes.
No cash, but prizes.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun. So check that out on our website.
I think he said something about opening up a bag of M&Ms and just handing out M&Ms as prizes. No, I'm kidding. He's got some
He's
idea.
got some ideas. So.
So every time we do a podcast, we're going to tell you what's coming up, and we'll kind of give you a tease. If you want to find out more about what we're doing, again, we'll put information in the description below.
Yep.
But you can also go to safeinrochester.com
Yep.
and look everything up there, and you'll find out what our upcoming schedule looks like.
All right.
So other than that,
One more plug before I forget. Don't forget, we also have the Carry Gear store.
yes.
We have a website, Carry Gear store, but also in-person sales are the big thing. Come in, get a holster. We sell ammo, but that is a great resource for you, especially in Rochester area. Come into our store, the Carry Gear store. All right.
We actually started the Carry Gear store by request of a lot of our clients who we were referring a lot of equipment to them and gear, and they couldn't find it reliably. So we decided, why don't we get
Let's
it?
do it.
So it's available for you.
Yep.
So other than that, thanks for checking in, and we'll see you at the next one.
Thanks a lot, guys.